All right, at this time, I'd like to call the regularly scheduled Committee of the Whole meeting to order. Let the record reflect it is 6:04 PM. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Brennan?
Present?
Trustee Mahoney?
Present.
Trustee Mueller?
Here.
Trustee Shaw?
Present.
Trustee Sullivan?
Here.
President Ross?
Present.
Very good, we have a quorum. Item number 3, consider approval of the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting held on November 21st, 2023. Is there such a motion?
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Thank you, Trustee Mueller. Thank you, Trustee Mahoney. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 3. Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Very good, motion carries. Item number 4, discuss purchase and sale agreement for the property located at 17361 through 17368, 68th Court. Hannah?
Yep, thank you, Trustee Brennan. So this item is for the purchase of 17366 and 17368 68th Court, also commonly known as the Beckstein property. So this is 2 of the parcels that the Beckstein family owns. The village has actually been in discussions with them for several years. They approached us a couple years back, actually, just to kind of check our interest in whether or not we'd be interested in purchasing the property. They've had interest from developers over the years who've been wanting to do apartments there. But the village, with all the downtown development that we do have, we know that there are some concerns with parking and especially with events and whatnot. So our plan is to purchase these parcels, and at this point in time, it would become a surface parking lot to add some additional parking for, to kind of help offset some of the concerns with the Harmony Square Plaza and the surrounding development. So again, I think this is a great move for us. It helps alleviate some of the concerns, and there are funds available within the budget to complete this purchase.
Very good. Thank you, Hannah. Any questions from the committee?
I'll completely agree with Hannah. I'm excited that we finally seen this before us tonight.
Long time coming.
Yep. Anything else? Go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
I just want to add, thank you. Everyone's been wondering and inquiring about parking. Unfortunately, there was no deal yet, so you finally were able to bring it forward. So thanks for answering the questions that people had.
Any questions down here? I see none. Is there a motion to move item number 4 to the village board?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Trustee Brady. Is there a
I'll
second?
second.
Thank you, Trustee Shaw. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 4. Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Very good. That motion will carry. Item number 5, discuss a contract with Lakota Group for comprehensive planning and professional services. Has everyone read their packets? And any questions regarding item number 5?
A little bit overdue. Looking forward to it.
Very good.
Can let Jason Ember can give a little background
Okay.
on it, and we do have Lakota Group here too,
Sure.
in case there's any questions. So.
A little
Thank
bit
you,
of report. Jason Einberg, I'm the planning manager here. I started about 5 months ago, so if I haven't met you, hello everyone.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. So actually when I started here, community development's one of the first big projects for me to help lead was a comprehensive plan project. A comprehensive plan is just the bedrock of long-term planning for any community. It's setting up vision, getting input from the community, getting input from professionals, businesses, residents, everyone to create where are we going, how should we plan the community in the future, citing issues, figuring out solutions, providing implementation strategies, so when developments come in the future, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, we have a document that's gonna help guide us. It's not written in stone, but it's something to help keep us on path to meet the vision that's been set through this process. So for the most part, we went through a RFP process. We put out requests for proposals. We had 6 firms come back with proposals. Community development staff reviewed them. We got them down to a final 2. We then had a larger amount of staff interview both. And then we decided that the Lakota group could provide the best possible plan for us and what we're looking for. We're looking for a very deep dive into everything Tinley Park. We want to get this right. Our last comprehensive plan was from 2000, so it's time to update. And Lakota Group obviously is very familiar with the community, and they provided the most thorough proposal in our opinion. Lakota Siraj, who's going to be the project lead, is here in case there's any questions for him as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Jason. Thanks. Any questions from the committee?
I would just like to add on that, I'm really excited about this whole process starting. I've been pretty vocal about this back to 2016, actually, about our aged comprehensive plan. And in my time on the Plan Commission, there was a bit of a broken record saying that we should go through this process. So I'm glad to see it finally starting. I'm looking forward to the results.
Very good. Thank you, Trustee Shaw. Any other comments? See none. Is there a, excuse me, a motion to move item number 5 to the village board?
I will make that motion.
Thank you, Trustee Shaw. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Trustee Sullivan. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 5, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Very good. That motion will carry. Item number 6, discuss 2024 regular schedule for village board and committee of the whole meetings for 2024. Does anyone have any questions about the schedule for 2024? I see none. Is there a motion to move item number 6 to the village board meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Trustee Brady. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Trustee Mahoney. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 6, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Sorry.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Very good, motion carries. Item number 7, discuss agreement with Municipal GIS Partners, Inc. for Geographic Information Systems, or GIS. Any questions regarding item number 7, the GIS? From the committee? See none. Is there a motion to move item number 7 to the village board?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Mahoney. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Trustee Mueller. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll for item number 7?
Roll call for item 7, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Very good, motion carries. Item number 8, discuss the maintenance agreement for Imaging Systems, Inc. for Highland on-base document and agenda management. Any questions regarding number 8? This is software renewal, expenditure of funds in the amount of $29,086.33. See no questions or comments. Is there a motion to move item number 8 to the village board?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Trustee Sullivan.
I'll
Is
second.
there a second? Thank you, Trustee Mahoney. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll for item number 8?
Roll call for item 8, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Very good. That motion will carry. Item number 9, receive comments from the public. Is there anyone from the public that would like to address the committee of the whole?
Thank you.
Excuse me, Dan, hang on one second. Yeah. You good, Laura? All right. All right, you're good.
Real quick, thank you for the Christmas celebration. It was, I mean, the parade, it was awesome. It really was. Everybody involved, and I don't know who gets involved with that, but it's always really nice. And I want to find out, and I'm not going to know who to ask. Did you dissolve the ECC? Do we still have an ECC committee, a group that looks at some of these projects and vets them and then brings us back to, when we can see as homeowners, when are we gonna get some relief? You guys put us into a lot of debt last year. And I don't know if the public understands how much debt we went into. You guys moved money, when I was still on this board, to something called a river walk. And you took it out of cleaning up the mental health property. And now, there's so much division in our town because we're fighting between you, this group and the Park District. And it's very concerning when I hear comments. And the first time I went to I'm a senior now, unfortunately, but I went to the senior meeting. I think we gotta figure out stop two people telling different stories, because it's making us not know who to believe. And I don't know who to believe at this point. The stories about the trees, who cut down the trees? Chief Klotz, I hear it was you, and then I see the Park District saying it's them. During the senior meeting, that was said that your name came up, the mayor talked about you, that it was your idea because your hoses were getting stuck on the stump. So I don't know who it was, but I see then the Park District is saying it's them, so it's confusing. It's just an example, one example. This town is being damaged by a lot of changes, and it's being hurt. I'm not blaming, I'm not trying to point to anybody, I'm not. Believe it or not, I'm not. But I don't like it. This is my town. I'm a citizen, and my taxes are out of control. You've raised my water rates. We gotta find a way to hold back the cost. Figure it out. My gosh, I work for Ward Warren. Never have I seen cost increases to the homeowners. You're spending a lot of upfront money. We're not always getting what we want, right? We've had a lot of projects just walked away, and we didn't get it. Right now, there's that boulevard, what happened to the first floor commercial, guys? What are you doing to get our money back from that developer? Who's working on it? I would like to know who's working on it. Is that you, Mike? You're to develop. I would like somebody to get back to me, citizen Diane Galante, with these answers, please. Because I'm gonna come to every meeting, just like I used to, because years ago, I was worried after, we all know, there was incidents that brought me here, and it never got solved. It's worse. And I'm hearing that we're putting in more and more hotels, we're bringing more and more parties, which I love a party. I'm the first one that wants to be at a party, but I'm worried about our policemen. I'm worried we don't have enough on our patrol. I walk every single day, been doing it for probably 26 years, every day, I promise, I'm not lying. I can take a video if I have to prove it, because my word no longer seems to matter after the damage that was done by a lot of people on this board. But what I'm really here for is our policemen. And I want to know that they're safe. I want to know as he adds all this new stuff, that we're putting every policeman we need, because I don't see him when I'm walking. The point is, I'm not seeing him anymore. I used to see a couple every day, and I don't see him. And that's the honest to God truth. I'm worried about, because I'm hearing crime about in the hotel, that there was a stabbing, and that there was a battery, and that people are calling from the police, from the hotel room scared. My company when I had it, was one of the reasons I came here, was because we took our hotels off of the list because they were no longer safe enough. And I brought that to the old chief, and we were gonna work on that, but none of it ever got worked on. And I know I'm jumping all over, and I'm sure you'll make fun of me for that, Mayor, but the point is, I came here because for a year, I couldn't walk outside of my house. For a year, believe it or not, and it's not political. I'm not working for anybody, so before you start your attacks on me, don't, because I've had about enough. I'm worried. You scared me in what you said to those seniors. You need to stick to what your job is and stop trying to divide. And you did it. And I'm sure there's public record because you videotaped it all. I'm sure that was videotaped. You said that stuff. Don't, whatever. Shake your head all you want, because your camera's probably on you. They're going to be on me so that people can make fun of me. We can't divide the people in this town anymore. And you can we all know what's happening. We have a wonderful town, Mr. Brady. We all spent years building a beautiful town. Please, your decisions. I'm gonna look at every financial. I see this big bright thing out here, which is a little obnoxious. I hope that wasn't a $20,000 invoice I saw, because that's a little big. And come on, are you guys growing money on trees now? I think it was $26 million in debt last year. Right?
Yeah.
You brought us there? Was that it? No? Okay, whatever. Don't shake your heads. I don't really care. I'll work on it myself. I'm trying to FOIA this stuff. It takes forever. You're denying them, whatever. I'll figure it out. Why don't you just share the information? ECC used to vet these things. We don't have that. We have one committee bringing it up to the village.
Thank you, Diane. Chief Klutz, do you want to just address what was said about the fire hoses and the trees? I think you had a conversation with the state fire marshal.
Yes, for probably the last, sorry.
Can I go first? Because I was there, and Pat was there, so we could repeat what was said in regards to that, and then,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
thank you. Well, first, before we get to that, could you please answer the accusation of the debt, Hannah?
Yeah, I can confirm that we are not in debt by any means. Our revenues do exceed our revenues do exceed our expenditures. So we have certain funds that may not be in the greatest health, AKA our water funds, which is why we had to look at those rates and make some adjustments, but we are not, as a village as a whole, anywhere near being in debt.
Thank you. And then in regards to the question to Mike Mueller, to get her money back from the developer, he's not part of the community development committee. So if you could look that up online, please. And not one penny has been given to the developer of the TIF money. The only money that they were given was all the infrastructure. Instead of Public Works doing it, the developer did it, and they were reimbursed for the cost per the engineer estimate. You could shake your head all you want, Diane. We never gave them one dime of TIF money outside of the infrastructure. That's not true. It's my time. You're done. And then as far as your taxes going up, again, another mistruth, Diane. We are the only taxing body on your tax bill that you have that there will be a zero increase to your taxes. You need to go to your schools, you need to go to your park district. Everyone is raising at 5%. The library, along with the village, will be the only taxing body to not raise their levy. So you got a water increase because it wasn't increased for 9 years, which is not a big increase. And then as far as when we were at the SALT meeting with the seniors regarding what Diane said, Chief Klotz, you said cut down the trees. Chief Klotz did not cut down the trees. Chief Klotz, what was said, asked CMS, or the fire inspector, fire marshal, to get together with CMS to have them come out and look at the site so they could determine so that they can cut down the trees, so that it's easier for them to get in and out of the building so it doesn't get caught on trees or limbs or anything. That's what was said, Diane.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No, I did wanted you to kind of relay the conversation you have with the state fire
Yeah, I've
marshal.
been
That's all.
working with the state fire marshal probably since 8 months to a year now, going back and forth. I actually drove down to Springfield a couple months back, and the state fire marshal, after a couple of actual structure fires we had in that property, he was very receptive to trying to help us, at least if nothing more, clear the building so we could at least see the buildings, because at that time of the fire, we could not even see where the building was at, let alone lead our hose to fight the fire. Obviously, no water in the facility. So the state fire marshal took it up to the governor's office with CMS, and they agreed to help us out with trimming the trees. And now that where that, that was just the work between myself and the state fire marshal. So I don't know who paid, but I'm just saying this is what we worked on. And I will compliment the state fire marshal. He truly is invested in firefighter safety, and that's how that was completed. So.
Very good. Thank you, Chief. Thanks for the clarification on that.
Bill, can I address something?
Sure, go ahead. Ms.
I'd like
Madam
to
Clerk.
address the accusation of FOIA not being returned and it taking forever. FOIA has increased lately over the last few months due to Ms. Galante's and Mr. Eberhardt's constant FOIAs. So they do tend to get a lot more right now over the last couple months. So sometimes they do have to be extended, and sometimes it takes longer because of that. We also, the deputy clerk also has many, many, many other duties, and you can shake your head all you like. Sometimes there are denials because they're poorly written, and we literally interpret it exactly as they come in. And because the criteria is strict, that they do get denied because there's no responsive records to what is being asked for. So the accusation of that it takes forever and, they always get denied is just simply not true. Just, the number of FOIAs and the length of some of those FOIAs from these two individuals that come in can be quite lengthy and very detailed and can take hours and hours and hours of research in order to get the response that is required by law, which we adhere to always. Thanks.
Very good. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Is there anyone else that'd like to address the Committee of the Whole? Or none? Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Thank you, Trustee Mueller. Thank you, Trustee Brady. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll for adjournment?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Very good. That motion carries. We are adjourned at 6:25 PM.